Hey everyone, how's it going? So for today's video, we're just gonna follow up a little bit on the analysis that I've been doing with this pattern. Also, a little bit about my trade, and then we'll just do the usual daily analysis, 3-day to the lower time frames. So I just wanted to mention here, regarding my trade. I was basically net short from like 35, and once we started breaking down, I basically closed the long hedge that I had. I can't even remember where it was. There was a long hedge that I had, and I closed it once I got confirmation. And when the price got to here, I was already net short, obviously. And what do you call it? This was right where like we closed the daily here, confirming a new a lower low, breaking the whole structure and everything, putting a new low, closing for the first time below 30K on the daily since like I think this year or something like that. But it was basically like a confirmed daily close and just confirming that we will potentially break down, and we had basically broken out of this giant triangle that usually like a descending triangle that 66% of the time breaks to the downside. So this was a bear trap. It ended up being a bear trap, and is basically confirmed. That's what a bear trap is. Like, it shows you a confirmation of what you need to see and what you need to basically take like people seeing this, they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, this is confirmed. So either they'll add to their shorts or they'll sell their spot if they're too late, if they're not already in a position. So this is literally how a trap works. It's confirmed, and based on closes, it shows you a pattern, and then it just rips the other way. So right here, when the event happened, um overall my bias was like, I was still bearish. Like, if you guys look at the videos and stuff, like, I was still bearish, and I was looking at this as a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. But then the only thing that made me long here around 31 was my strategy saying that I have to hedge, and my strategy basically having rules that make me be safe. So I only hedged my short with a net long to be safe. I wasn't even planning for any of this to happen at this level. Like, when we were here, I wasn't even planning this because we hadn't even broken back to into the triangle and confirmed this as a what do you call it, they have a word for this, as a swing failure pattern, basically, like a pattern that fails and rips the other way. So we hadn't confirmed none of that because we didn't even go into the pattern yet, by like when we were here, obviously. So the only reason why I hedged and I basically went long was my safety, my strategy telling me to be safe. So if you have, what I'm trying to say is, if you have a good strategy that has all the checklists, that has basically a risk management area, that has like plans for every scenario that the market can throw at you, you end up with something like this. That's how I know the strategy's primed and it's fine tuned to the best level I can get it, because me being safe, me having a hedge strategy, like I was short and I basically hedged the short to lock the PNL and to potentially have good entries on both sides, basically a short from 31 and a long from, oh sorry, a short from 35 and a long from 31. That basically puts me, like, I'm basically right no matter what the market does. I just have to close the one that's going in the wrong direction, and that's exactly what I did around, like, I believe somewhere around here. I don't exactly remember where, but once I got my my invalidation from my short, I closed it, and we were breaking. I believe I closed it potentially around here because I do remember it was after I got confirmation that this is a breakout. So basically, the PNL was obviously locked in because the long and the short were, or the short and the long were hedging each other. But then, um, me having the entry from here only came from me being safe. Only came from my strategy calling it, making, calling me to take action, basically just to be safe. And it ended up giving me a very good entry. So basically with the pattern, there's not much to follow. It's just doing what it's supposed to be doing. And even as I mentioned yesterday, the stuff that happened with Binance, I'm still looking for this target to get tested or get to that area. And like we can see here, after this area, it's just air. Like this is just nothing. Like yeah, there's a little bit of potential, a little bit of resistance here. Like this might slow it down, but this is just nothing. Like this is just gonna rip right through this if it goes above like these levels. Like anything above 40k, 41k, it's just like this is just gonna be just a quick little blast off. So obviously not financial advice. Do your own TA, manage risk, and don't FOMO. But this is what I'm gonna be looking at. This is how I'm gonna be taking action, and this is what I'm essentially expecting based on my bias. So we'll move on to the analysis. 3-day is closing in about 5 hours. Very nice candle. Stokes are up. We have taken out the high. We have higher highs, but we don't have higher lows yet. And it's just showing strength, just showing absolute strength. 3-day on R, volatility and momentum. Momentum is clearly to the upside. Stock momentum is going to the upside. Volatility expanding a little bit, but I didn't really get the read that I wanted to. I didn't get it starting from the bottom, and here is just not really telling me too much. So I'm just gonna leave that and say it's the healthy amount of I don't know. 3-day RSI divergence still could keep going. This is not, as we mentioned before, we need a confirmed higher low at the very least to say that this is played out. TSI just kind of curling, to be fair. Not really giving me the posture I want, though. It's kind of flatlined and just peaking up a little bit. Not really the posture I want. 2-day, I believe it's closing with tomorrow's close, but yeah, it's just doing the same thing. It's being extremely aggressive. It's taken out multiple highs. Like it's taken out the range high basically. Like this whole 3 month consolidation that we had, it's potential has it well it's about to be fair, and obviously it hasn't closed. But it's going for this. It's gonna try to peak above this. So we have confirmed well technically it's still like this has to close to confirm above this to say it's a higher high, and then we still need a higher low. So the textbook definition of an uptrend is not present, not on the 3-day, not on the 2-day, and I don't believe it's present on the daily yet. But it's just so aggressive, right? Like it's like um it's enough to take action based on by having a lot of confidence, and if you're in a safe position, like if you have like I'm my entry is like 31. Like there's no way my trade could possibly take a loss at this point. Like this is like 9 grand of price action and profit. So it's basically just about managing it and not letting the market take back too much PNL if this decides to go the other way. So 2-day on our momentum and volatility. Volatility expanding as price is going up a little bit, not really above the EMA, and this one as well. No, this one healthy amount of I don't know. This one kind of showing an expansion. Stoke momentum to the upside, MACD momentum to the upside, MACD cross. It's getting the lines are expanding, but obviously I don't really trade based on that. I just look at it like for like whatever, just like I do my analysis based on this, based on the momentum side. But if I see the cross, if I see it at the bottom, I'm just like okay, a little more confidence. But I don't trade based on the MACD crosses. 2-day on R, RSI, and TSI. The divergences, same scenario with the 3-day as we were mentioning. This has more room to go on because this is 3 drives. TSI, not too much. So now we'll go to the daily. And this is the one where we had the potential crosses as well. Like we're going to see it on these charts. And I apologize about yesterday's video. I kind of mixed them up. I have the numbers correctly now and I know which is which. So we'll go over the crosses as well. Yeah, so 2-day daily way above the Bollinger Band, and if it closes in this posture, it's very good. Still don't have the higher low. Stoke momentum aggressively to the upside, still has room to go. Daily volatility expanding, continuing to expand. Momentum to the upside, momentum to the upside on the MACD. Just good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so here, the pink and the purple is the 100 and 200, and they're still touching. They're not really crossing, but you can see they had a little downward slope, but now they're flatlining. So this could potentially be a cross. This would be a perfect cross, perfect golden cross. And basically we'll look at the other ones now. Daily on RSI, not telling me too much. I do look at the numbers, like the air, like what number, because this is like the bullish zone. Like anything above 63, 65 is RSI in the bullish zone. So it's aggressively going into the bullish zone. That's showing strength, obviously. Change of behavior. TSI curling up aggressively, showing change behavior from this. Kind of not really standing out. You can see it could still potentially be part of this. But on like 12-hour, I believe it was showing it gets more and more aggressive as we go to the lower time frames. Yeah, not much here. So now we'll do 12-hour. Stokes to the upside. Don't have. Yeah, this doesn't have the lower high either. So none of these time frames have the textbook confirmation. It's just basically higher highs, taking out the highs, but we don't have that lower high yet, and that could potentially be coming at any point. Just a little pullback, get the bears excited, and possibly continue, or just wreck the bulls completely and just spit out the rally. It's Bitcoin after all. It's like you can never say never. It's anything can happen. 12-hour on sorry, one sec. I just have to double check my trade on the other side because this is. I'm scalping a little bit too. That's still good. What do you call it? 12-hour on volatility and momentum. Volatility expanding, very nice. Redlining a little bit here, but it's completely fine. It can go flatline here for a bit. This volatility is expanding as well in confluence with everything else. Stoke momentum to the upside, MACD momentum to the upside. And oops, chart froze again. Yeah, so just before, as this is unfreezing, so we had the 100 and 200 on the, again, 100, yeah, 100 and 200, sorry. 100 and 200, potentially having the cross on the daily. So now we're going to have the higher one. Now we're going to have the 377. And a lot of people don't use 377, but it's one of the, I've back tested it a lot, and I tend to see good results with it, so I do use that one as well. So 200 and 377. So all of these are showing confluence with the main one that we were seeing. So I believe the 50 and the 100, which is the standard golden cross, that's the one that was showing on the 2-day. And every time we go to the lower time frames, it's just showing it on a higher number, like on the EMAs that are corresponding to it, but with a higher number, because obviously 50 and 100 ends up being 100 and 50 and 100 on the 2-day is gonna end up being 100 and 200 on the daily, and then 100 and 200 on the daily are gonna basically end up being like 200 and 377 on the 12 hours. So that's why we're seeing the same area, the same cross. So that's just confluence, that's just like that's just numbers. So this one has crossed. This one has crossed and is expanding. So we have it. We have it on the first on the 12-hour. Daily and 2 days still hasn't done it yet, but it's this is just a sign that we're getting started. This is good, and this is, you want to see the cross where the price is. You don't want to see it far away from the price. You want to see it testing the price, supporting the price, or rejecting the price, depending on the direction, right? But here we see that it's supporting, so this is a valid cross, I would say. Yeah, so volatility, I believe I said this, volatility to the upside, momentum to the upside. RSI. This is just 12-hour. Yeah, so RSI, no divergence. Momentum to the upside on the TSI, showing different behavior. Yeah, aggressive. It kind of stands out here now. Nice V-shaped recovery. Man, price is so volatile right now. Yeah, so we'll go to the 4-hour quickly and then just wrap this up. 4-hour, nice. We had some closes above the Bollinger Bands, getting continuation, potentially gonna closing an hour and 20 minutes, but hour and 10 minutes, but it could still close above. This is very aggressive. Obviously, momentum is to the upside. And Stokes still have more room to go. Like, it can just stay here and just go, like, flatline at the top. It's completely normal. Just showing strength. 4-hour on momentum and volatility. Volatility redlining a bit. It's completely fine. It can redline for a bit. And it'll just, like, cool off a bit and potentially continue. We've had times where volatility just redlined, like, for a really long time. And it's the 4 hours, so it's no big deal. And they both have the confluence. Momentum is MACD momentum to the upside. This momentum is kind of it's losing its grip a little bit, but it's we'll just have to see what it does. You know, we'll just have to see it. And obviously, because it's flatlining at the top, and at the top there's only so much that can keep it a flat line. It's just gonna go up and down, and that's why we're seeing this corresponding to the Stokes on the 4 hour. What's it called? Yeah, so that's this chart, and then we'll do the 4 hour quickly here and then wrap it up because it's starting to be a little bit on the longer side. I try to keep these under 10 minutes, but there's just so much stuff to go over. Yeah, not much here. Not much here. RSI is showing strength, but obviously, as I mentioned before, I don't do RSI reads under anything under the daily. No divergence. TSI just being super aggressive, standing out like crazy, just rocketing up, just shooting up. Definitely sign of change behavior. Yeah, so that's about it. That's everything for today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and please be safe, manage risk. As I always say, making sure that you don't lose money is more important than making money. Manage risk, be safe, trade safe, don't FOMO, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. So I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Take care, be safe, and see you tomorrow.